other big story we've been tracking. 3 years after sadhus in Palghar were lynched by a bloodthirsty mob, there's finally some ray of hope for justice. The Supreme Court in the latest has allowed the Maharashtra government to refer the case to CBI for a detailed probe. Now, this after the Maharashtra government had filed an affidavit in the Supreme Court saying it is ready and willing to hand over the investigation to the CBI. This in October 2022. In the meanwhile, Times Now has also spoken to the petitioner in the case, who says that he hopes justice will finally be delivered. Listen in.
Today is a very big victory. Today is a very big victory. Satyamev Jayate. Finally, jo hum cha rahe the, whatever we expected from the court, which has been granted. Both Maharashtra government as well as CBI are ready for the CBI investigation. Even CGI-led Supreme Court has asked Maharashtra government whether you are ready. They said yes. So we are very hopeful that within next say 10 days we will be getting a CBI inquiry. Next date is listed for 14th of this month. And I guess that will be the day when CBI inquiry will be granted in this case. So definitely it is a turning point, and the new affidavit filed by the Maharashtra government led by Eknath Shinde was very clear when they filed that affidavit that for free and fair investigation they are inclined for a CBI inquiry. In this particular case, since principle of natural justice is involved, because those innocent sadhus were killed under the police protection, yes, they will be getting justice only after a free and fair investigation by an independent agency, and that is a CBI inquiry.
Well, you heard it from the petitioner, who says that he's hopeful that in the next 10 days the case will finally be handed over to the CBI as is being demanded and now being backed by the current government, Eknath Shinde BJP government in the state. The BJP in Maharashtra also coming out with the non-stop reactions. In fact, BJP MLA Ram Kadam has assured that the case will be handed over to the CBI by the Maharashtra government. Here's the latest response coming in from Ram Kadam. Listen.
महाराष्ट्र की वर्तमान शिंदे और फडणवीस सरकार ने अब यह मामला सीबीआई को सौंपने का तय किया है। न्यायपालिका ने उसे अनुमति दे दी। क्या किया था उद्धव सरकार ने? देश भर के समस्त साधु संत समाज सड़कों पर उतर करके केवल यही मांग कर रहा था कि साधुओं को न्याय मिले, इसलिए यह मामला सीबीआई को दिया जाए। उद्धव ठाकरे नहीं माने। कहां गई थी उद्धव ठाकरे जी की संवेदनाएं? पर खैर, आज सारा देश, सारा संत समाज, साधु समाज इसलिए खुश है कि मामला अब सीबीआई को सौंपा जा रहा है।
Well, before I take it across to Shivani, who will be joining us with more details on how politics is once again being played out over the same, let me quickly take in a word from Harish, who's tracking the latest from the top court. This is certainly a big turn of events as far as the investigations in this case are concerned. From October 2022, when the Maharashtra government gave a nod for a CBI inquiry, now the Supreme Court admitting it. Any other legal formalities that the government has to perhaps go ahead with before we finally hear the CBI taking over the case, Harish?
Yes, Christine, a big turn of events, and in fact, this is all because of the change of government in Maharashtra. Remember, the earlier Maha Govt government had stonewalled and objected to any attempt being made by the Supreme Court to hand over the probe to CBI, saying that it had done the probe with the right earnest, and several errant officials had been punished, several of them police officials suspended and dismissed, and pay cuts imposed, and therefore CBI and probe was conducted by CID, and therefore no CBI probe was required. But after the change of government, the new Shinde BJP government has told the Supreme Court through an affidavit that it is ready and willing to hand over the probe to CBI because it is imperative for an independent and impartial probe. So now the Supreme Court has said that once the state government has decided that the matter should be probed by CBI, we are not standing in the way. It is up to you to hand over the probe to CBI. So as per the procedure, a notification has to be issued handing over the probe to CBI, and Supreme Court has given the state government time till April 14 to hand over the probe to CBI and file an affidavit in the Supreme Court. Remember, the petitioners in the case had said that the police was complicit in the entire episode and stood as mute spectators when a crowd attacked the sadhus, deliberate attempt.
Yes.
In fact, the petitioner had also questioned how
Maha
during the peak,
Govt did certainly
COVID time,
try to downplay the entire lynching case and the investigations that followed, calling it a petty case as a result of perhaps fear-mongering is why those two sadhus were lynched. Stay on with us, Harish. Shivani, it's very interesting how the stand of the Maha Govt stayed the same all throughout, even after the change in guard and after the Maharashtra government giving a nod for the CBI inquiry. We saw several in the Maha Govt come out to say that the government wants to hand over the case to the CBI to keep the investigation pending. Nothing's quite changed. The BJP taking on all of the opposition leaders in the state now, saying that this was long due. Shivani?
Well, in fact, even now also the Maha Govt government is still not taking a right stand and has still has called this a non-religious issue which the Bharatiya Janata Party is trying to give an angle towards. Earlier also the Maha Govt government has clearly said that their state police, their state commission is enough to handle the investigation, the probe. In fact, they also said that there is a high commission, high-level investigation that will be done by the Maharashtra police, and that is why the case was transferred to the CID, to which the Maha Govt government agreed, but they clearly opposed the CBI inquiry in the same matter. And in that particular time also, when the Bharatiya Janata Party was in opposition, they also demanded the CBI inquiry because it was a matter of the death of two sadhus. It was a mob lynching that took place in Maharashtra's Palghar, and henceforth high-level commission of high-level inquiry was highly needed. And the moment the Shinde and Fadnavis government took place in Maharashtra, the very first letter that was passed by them, that they said that they are willing to pass on this inquiry to the CBI so that there could be a clear, transparent investigation that takes place, and whatever the allegations are or whatever the confusions are there with regards to this particular case, whether it is related to any mob lynching, whether it is related with any religious activity also, then the CBI must investigate and probe the matter so that the insightful of this entire mob lynching case shall come ahead in front of everyone. And that is why, after giving a nod in the year of 2022 in the month of October by the Shinde and Fadnavis government, this year now Supreme Court's order is highly being welcomed by both the parties, where they also say that immediately the probe, the inquiry reports will be handed over to the CBI, whatever has been done by the Maharashtra police so far. In fact, the videos of it and the prima facie of it, the primary report, those were registered, and also the statements, those have been recorded by the police so far, will be handed over to the CBI, keeping the fact in the mind that of course this will heat up the politics in Maharashtra, that the same the team that had investigated the matter, that is Maharashtra police, which is still under the Fadnavis and Shinde-led government here, is still under the scanner. Because Maha Govt's government, in fact, Uddhav Thackeray himself said that there is no religious probe, there is no religious angle to the story. Those are the human beings, those and not just to sadhus.
Ruling out all the
that
possibilities, the Maha Govt all throughout was against a CBI probe. In fact, after the government also, the Maharashtra government post the change in guard, in fact, submitted an affidavit in the top court. Back then as well, several from the Congress came out to say that the government is only pushing for a central agency's involvement to keep the case pending. And in the latest